Good afternoon and welcome to the Hibs Observer post-match reaction here from Easter Road after Hibs beat Hearts 3-2 in a pulsating Edinburgh derby. Goals from Jamie McGrath, Josh Campbell and Kieran Bowie, putting David Gray's side 3 goals to the good. And at that point it looked as though it was going to be a canter to the finish line, a procession. A famous day here at Easter Road. I suppose it's still a massive win. But then it all went a wee bit pear-shaped, got a wee bit hairy in the last 15 minutes. Hearts coming back 2 goals from Lawrence Shankland and Cammy Devlin to set up a bit of a grandstand finish, and it took 2 big saves, one especially that we'll talk about, from Raphael Salinger to secure the 3 points for Hibs. So, Craig, I mean, it's hard to know where to start with that, to be honest. So maybe just ask if you think your heart rate's returned to a healthy level, your blood pressure as well, perhaps, because that was some game of football in the end.
No, listen, it was a brilliant game. A bit of a game of 2 halves, or maybe not quite that. I suppose at the second half we had a really good start. Going in at 2-0. Good start in the second half, and I think we had some big chances to maybe put the game to bed, maybe go 4-0 up. A couple of players with some big opportunities, and I think you just know at the moment, just with Nicky Cadden going off and the way the bench looks at the minute, that it was going to always be a difficult one. Hearts have got quite a lot of depth on their bench, and they just absolutely went for it, threw everybody on, totally changed it, and yeah, they got the goals at worrying times. And as there was 6 minutes added on, yeah, you were fearing the worst. But as we said, the 2 big saves from Salinger, especially one against Shankland at his near post with his feet. And then I think, on the whole, like we just came out the press conference, I think David Gray said that, on the whole, he thought that we deserved it and we edged it. And I would probably agree with him. I think, we got goals at great times, something that we've not done this season. We've actually put teams under a lot of pressure at times, especially in the bigger games, and not took our chances. Yeah. But today was different, and we managed to give ourselves that extra goal cushion, and that ended up being crucial to see out the game in the end.
Yeah, I think you're right there in saying that, how the game ended, I don't think it takes away from the fact that Hibs did still deserve to win this game. Hearts maybe, they had a good 25 minutes, half an hour, where they had to go for broke. Really, they had to throw caution to the wind. But I think Hibs were worthy winners in this game, as you say, scoring at very good times. Early on, how important is early goals here in this derby, and I think even just the goal itself. With David Gray, I think he said multiple times that he feels that the team that starts better in these games is generally on the right side of the result. So I think the way that Hibs came out in those first few minutes, getting that goal, you can tell that he'd probably been banging on about that all week to those players, and it was a great goal.
No, it was brilliant, and obviously it was a short game for Nicky Cadden in the end. He went off with a wee tightness in his calf, it looked like, but still a huge impact, getting that ball in. And listen, we've seen it back a couple of times now, but it's an unbelievable finish for Jamie McGrath, especially just a couple of minutes into the game. And of course, for him, that meant then he ended up going out to left wing back. But I thought it was just an unbelievable performance from him. We were chatting about just how good a signing he's been, and just what he's added to the team. And yeah, goal after a couple of minutes, it settles the nerves a little bit for us. But even after that, I just thought we were on the front foot, and we pressed really well. We're really aggressive. Hearts will probably say that they made a lot of unforced errors and passed the ball at the park and turned over possession, but I do think that was caused a little bit by our pressure and how we set up against them. So yeah, brilliant start, and great goal from Jamie McGrath.
Yeah, he's just a very good footballer, McGrath. He gives you a bit of everything. I think you see that game today just sort of encapsulated, I think, everything that he's all about. When he's playing in the more central role, you can see how he arrives in the box. He picks up dangerous positions. He's a very good finisher. And then for the second goal, for Josh Campbell's goal, the way he's turned McEntee inside out, he's probably still trying to untangle himself just now, probably. And then it's a lovely finish as well. But then on top of that, the work rate, I think David Gray talks about this all the time, sort of tactical intelligence as well. And you were kind of saying, and I nicked it from our match report, and that is it too early to talk about him being one of the the best signings of the season here in the Scottish Premiership?
Yeah, I mean, you just see. I mean, he left wing back. He played there against Falkirk, and he was brilliant. He arguably controlled the game from out there, which says a lot about him. And again today, like he did the defensive stuff. Hearts obviously try to load that side up in the first half with McEntee and Kizaridis, and even in the second half, Milne up against Milne, who's had a good start to the season as well, but he defended absolutely solidly. And yeah, when he got into that wide position, he turned McEntee. It's a left-footed cross, and for Josh Campbell as well, it was just, we just spoke after the game there about what a moment it is for himself and how proud he is, and an unbelievable header, and that's just what he can bring to the team. Those attacking runs and deeper runs from the middle. McGrath's goal, you've seen he gets it from the edge of the box and puts it in, but Campbell's very much getting in the penalty area and looking to get on the end of things. But yeah, it just shows the flexibility McGrath has, and I think the fact that I think he's played in most positions now this year. He's played centre, sort of deep midfield, he's played up there, he's played on the left, he's played left wing back. He's just been unbelievable and a real big part of how we won that game today.
As you kind of touched on there, you can't fail to be happy for Josh Campbell, a Boyhood Hibs supporter coming on and scoring in the Edinburgh Derby like that. And the atmosphere at that point was, it's as loud as you'll hear it in here, and then it got even better. 3 minutes after half time, Campbell Bowie putting Hibs 3 goals to the good, and it was such a good finish. And we said, especially after the one that he had a minute before, which it was a bit of a nothing shot at the end. He hit it straight at the Hearts goalkeeper. So then I think it's Mulligan that closed down. I think Stuart Finlay. The ball breaks to Campbell Bowie, and I think strikers love those ones where you've just got the defender to sort of use and to shape it into the far corner. I think as soon as they see the far corner, centre forwards, like the eyes light up at that point, and it was a lovely finish from Bowie. Yeah,
it was great. Like Hearts changed shape, obviously. We'd said that it was quite surprising that they didn't really have more of a go at Megwa in the first half, being out on that right-hand side and not having many games this season. But they changed up to match us up in that sort of back three with the midfield four. But yeah, Finlay gets caught out wide. Great pressure from Mulligan. And yeah, Campbell Bowie, he had a very mixed day, I thought. His hold-up play, he struggled at times. I thought Halkett dealt with him very well. And he had moments in the game where he did the complicated stuff really well, and then the easy stuff he let himself down with, and he had an outrageous effort in the first half where he could have slid in Josh Campbell and he shot from his own half. But I was really pleased for him when he got in that moment. It's a great he just takes that extra wee touch just to get Halkett in that position, and it's a fantastic finish. And yeah, she'll hopefully do his confidence a world of good as well.
Yeah, and obviously at that point, this place is absolutely, it's quiet now, but it was absolutely rocking at that point. So what do you put what followed? What do you put that down to? Because I think it was about 75 minutes, 74 that Shankland pulls a goal back, and then Hearts were obviously enjoying the majority of the territory possession at that point, and then obviously Devlin gets the second one. There's a bit of a mistake from Salinger there. Why do you think the game sort of turned around about that point?
Probably two things. I think Hearts, like 3-0 down, you've got nothing to lose. You can throw on. I think they put on Karjota, they put on Kabangu, was it, who came on as well, kept Shankland. They really, really went for it. I think Beningame changed it for them as well. He got his foot on the ball in the middle of the park, and I thought he sort of just got Hearts a bit more possession. I think they finished with quite a lot of possession in there as well. And I think naturally when you're 3-0 up, you do start to sit back and sit off. I think we missed a couple of big chances as well. Mulligan had a chance, Bowie had another one, Cleegee had one as well. So I think a fourth goal sees out the game, but Hearts are always going to be dangerous. And also for us off the bench at the moment, we'd obviously put Campbell on